everyone, I'm King. Welcome back to King Spade channel. So I think it is now to show you my character in the ROX global server. Some of you may already know it. You already saw it if you play in the game. So for ROX global server, I had decided to go for the assassin dagger weapon crit build. Now story time, a little background for those who just started following my channel. For the long time followers, some of you may still remember quite a long time ago I shared in my channel through a video that this is my dream job class when I first play Ragnarok game. Now I didn't play Ragnarok online. My first Ragnarok game is Ragnarok M Eternal Love. But in Ragnarok Online or in Ragnarok M Eternal Love, the assassin dagger weapon cannot deal crit damage. It is simply not possible for dagger weapon to deal crit damage. Fast forward to the day when ROX announced that they made adjustment for the dagger weapon to be able to deal crit damage. That is when the dream come true. I then tested this build in ROX, and indeed the dagger weapon in ROX can deal crit damage. You can watch this video for more info or just for nostalgic. But I didn't really pursue using this build then because I was on a quest to make the Ranger longbow penetration build a viable build, which is a success eventually. The Ranger longbow dex penetration is one of the viable builds for the hunter class. So now in the ROX global server, I know I had to make a character with another job class different than the Ranger, and that is when I decide why not give the assassin dagger crit build another chance. Is it really a viable build in ROX game? And oh boy, I already can see some hurdles that this assassin build will going through, but I determined to see it through. Alright, enough story time. Let's get into it. First of all, if you are wondering does the dagger weapon really can deal crit damage, so let's test it out. Let's test it at the training ground. Here I am using the dagger weapon. See that the attack deal crit damage. Now while using the dagger, if you are going for the crit build, you might as well use the katar weapon, which is exclusive for the crit build. Other players may have their reasons for using dagger crit build. I know some veteran players already have been doing this build in the SCA server. But here is my reason. The idea behind it is to multiply the damage output even further. If the katar weapon is specialized in crit damage, the dagger weapon on the other hand specializes in double attack, which in the end, if you think about it, the damage output for katar weapon that deal crit damage, which is 2 times the normal damage, is similar to the dagger double attack damage, which also deal 2 times the damage. But if the double attack can deal crit damage, it then multiply the double attack even more. So that is the idea behind it. So let's test it. Let's test the damage using a clean non-upgraded katar weapon. The katar deal 2 times attack, and when it crit, it deal 971 damage, which is a total of 1942. Now let's switch to the dagger. The dagger also deals 2 times attack, but when the dagger triggers the double attack, it deals 4 times attack instead. The double attack is now 2600. The increased damage is because of the right hand and left hand mastery passive skill. It increases the physical attack when dagger weapon is used, but when the double attack crit, the damage is then increased further to over 5000 damage. So that is the idea behind it. The dagger double attack crit damage will deal higher damage than the katar weapon, in which in ROX it allows the dagger weapon to deal crit damage. In other Ragnarok game, the dagger cannot deal crit damage. Now the question is, does the dagger weapon in ROX is built for crit build? The answer is no. Let me show you why. The obvious reason is from the shadow equipment. The katar weapon shadow equipment has funnel crit and crit damage stats. It increases the katar weapon user crit and crit damage. The dagger weapon shadow equipment, on the other hand, does not have final crit and crit damage stat. Instead, it increases haste and final penetration stat. So if you're going for the crit build for the dagger weapon, you will have a hard time getting the final crit and crit damage stat. The katar weapon has it easier. From the assassin katar mastery skill, it can increase the katar weapon crit by 100%, so double crit in that sense, making the katar assassin to deal crit damage way easier than the dagger assassin. Apart from that, the katar weapon skill, the sonic blow skill, can deal crit damage. With this skill alone, the katar assassin is among the top DPS in the game in the current version. The dagger assassin, on the other hand, is intended to be played as a skill spammer build. The dagger weapon has the haste stat, unlike the katar, which has attack speed, indicating that the dagger assassin will have shorter skill cooldown and should be played as a skill spammer build, just like the wizard, but deal physical damage instead of magic. So by going for the crit build, the dagger will have a lot of issues. Not only it has low crit and crit damage, it also has low attack speed. Not only that, by going crit build, I then also unable to utilize all of the dagger skills. In ROX server, to increase the skill damage, you need the penetration stat. Since I go for the crit build, I will not deal high damage with skill, unless the skill specifically mentions that it will deal crit damage, like the sonic blow skill, which is exclusive to the katar weapon skill. So now, all I can do is just rely on my normal attack for damage. So although the dagger crit build deal higher crit damage with the double attack, but it is not what it should be played as. You will face a lot of challenges to balance all of the stats that I mentioned, but can it be played? That is what I'm trying to do to make it a viable build in ROX. Right now, my aim is to get 100% crit rate. What is a crit build without the crit damage, right? So for that, I have been gathering crystals to snatch the Argos card in the exchange. The Argos card gives 120 crit, so this will increase my crit rate. I also increase the crit stat at a guild blessing to get more crit. With that, right now I have about 39 plus 16% final crit. That is 55% final crit, which is not bad. 50% crit chance sounds not that bad, but ultimately 100% final crit is ideal, right? I think I'll stop here. This is just the introduction of my dagger crit build assassin. I'll update you more on my build next, equipment, enchant, cards, and so on. Alright, what do you think of my dagger crit build assassin? If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comments section or join my Discord channel. I'll try my best to answer you. That's it for this video. This time video shoutout goes to... Thank you for always supporting me and this channel. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. And also don't forget to turn on notification bell so you will be notified whenever I upload a new video. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video. And as always, happy playing. Bye bye.